Alright, so today what we're doing is I figured since how the staff applications are opened back up on InvadedLands, I would find some more terrible ones to look at and I would share them with you all. This time, instead of just purely kind of making fun of them and doing all of this for comedic purposes, I will also use this as a teaching moment for anybody that wants to apply. I'll give some tips at the end of this video if you want to apply for InvadedLands or any other server, you know, just some general kind of things that people are looking for, you know, when hiring a staff member. So watch that if you want to become staff one day. Cool. Yeah, if you guys like this video and you like what I do here, please make sure to hit that like button. If you are one of the 0.000008931% of the ones watching that are not subscribed. How long have you been playing on InvadedLands? I don't remember the exact time, but I think about 4 months. We have a minimum requirement, which is like 4 months, and so many times when people don't meet that requirement, they just say, hey, I've been a part of the server for 4 months. So I checked, and this person was a part of the server for like 2 months. I think it was actually like 70 days, so a little over 2 months. So yeah, it's honestly sad the amount of things people think that we cannot check. I mean, don't lie about how long you've been a part of any server. I mean, basically any server can check when you first joined. What skills do you feel you will have that will help the community? I'm good at catching hackers. I speak 3 languages, Spanish and English. I have been staff in... Wait, what? You said I speak 3 languages, then you said Spanish and English, and no other languages. And even later in your application, what languages can you speak fluently? Spanish and English. I don't think this person's really the best at, you know, counting. What past moderating experiences do you have? I have been staff in 2 servers before, and one for like 6 months and the other for 3 months. I dealt with hackers, chat offenders, and rule breakers. Where have I heard that phrase before? Oh, I wrote it. Literally, when you're making your application, we have like some explanation things under the, you know, the questions you're supposed to answer. And it says, you know, for detail, what did you do as your time as staff there? Did you deal with hackers, chat offenders, etc.? He just copied and pasted that in his application saying, oh, I dealt with hackers, chat offenders. And instead of saying etc., he just said rule breakers. Like, bro, don't just copy and paste my own words. You gotta just write your own stuff. Say what you did. Bro, come on. Any other information? I can play from 1 to 5 hours every day. Well, I mean, that's not really true, is it? Because, again, remember where I said they were part of the server for about 70 days? I can also see how many times you've logged onto the server, and you only have about 35, I think it was, logins. So you log in like once every other day at most. So 1 to 5 hours every day, that's also a lie. It's just, guys, when making your applications, please just don't lie. If you don't meet a requirement, then just keep playing the server until you do meet the requirements. Okay, don't try and lie and cheat the system. You gotta be a part of a server for a while, okay? Cool. Deny that mod app, move on. How long have you been a part of InvadedLands? 3 to 4 years. Well, that seems highly unlikely. Let's see when you first joined the server. Oh, first login, 1:31. So as of recording this, that was 4 days ago. But you know, that's 3 to 4 years. Yeah, sure, wink wink. What skills do you feel you will have that will help the community? I will help people and host games. That's not really a skill, I don't think. I mean, helping people and hosting games, that's just sort of stuff you do. That's not really a skill. I mean, what? When we ask for that, what's your skills? You really need to be descriptive. Like, for instance, me. Let's see, what could I say for a skill? I guess for me, my skill would be my ability to detect hackers faster than most, as I've been staff for a number of years and have encountered thousands upon thousands of hackers. That would be my skill, probably. Or I could say my skill is community management, because I've been managing InvadedLands for years, and I'm very experienced in that, you know? That skill's personal for me, but hosting games and helping people, that's not really a skill, and it's definitely not really unique. It's not gonna jump out at us. What past moderating experiences do you have? I have been lead admin in my brother's server, and I'm admin in another. Okay, yeah, we're definitely gonna hire a guy that only has been staff on his brother's server that I guarantee you probably averages like what, 0 players? And again, like he doesn't even mention any information. We ask specifically, what did you do while staff there? And he doesn't say anything, you know, like we want to know. Were you a manager? Did you manage players? Did you hire staff? Did you punish rule breakers? Ban hackers? He doesn't mention anything. There's no detail. Oh no. These people have no idea what they're doing. Deny that one and move on. Next application. How long have you been a part of InvadedLands? 2 years. Yeah, I don't need to show you guys anything. You already know that's a lie. What skills do you feel you will have that will help the community? I know how to use the ban commands well, vanish, kick. I am great at pretending. I am good at keeping things a secret. What? Wait, what? You're good at pretending and keeping things a secret? How is that something we want on the staff team? You're not even good at pretending, cause scroll down. Why would you be a good fit for staff? My experience with technology, and in particular, my ability to maintain, etc, etc, etc. I Googled that phrase, right? His entire paragraph there, and that led me to this careers article for an interview question, why should we hire you? Which is basically the question we ask. And he just literally copy and pasted an example answer right into his application, which has nothing to do with being staff on InvadedLands. I mean, you can show them side by side, the example answer and what he said. Okay, they're literally identical. And we're talking about, I learned to code in JavaScript and Swift. What does that have to do with anything for being a staff on InvadedLands? What? Guys, don't lie. Don't just copy things from the internet. Okay. Deny that one. Move on. Next application. How long have you been playing on InvadedLands? Several weeks/months. Well, that's descriptive. Thank you for that. Several weeks/months. Okay, I really like that one. What past moderating experiences do you have? I have moderating experiences with not only other Minecraft servers, but actual games, such as Roblox and many others. More information can be provided if necessary later on. Why don't you just provide that information, you know, now in your application, where you're supposed to provide any and all information? I don't understand when people do that. They say, hey, if you want to know more, just contact me. Like, no! Just tell us now! And also, what do you mean? Actual games, such as Roblox. Is he trying to imply that Minecraft isn't an actual game? Or is he implying that he was actually staff, like a part of Roblox's development team, and not just staff on a Roblox server? I don't know what he means by that. And also, again, go back more. He says, I have moderation experiences with not only Minecraft servers, but he doesn't mention any of those experiences. He doesn't list servers. He didn't list what he did. He doesn't say anything. He just says, oh yeah, I have experience. But he provides no proof, no evidence, and he says basically nothing. And then any other information, literally all he does is link us to his build portfolio in Minecraft and his YouTube channel. So he's just straight up advertising his own stuff in an application for being staff. No, not unless that's relevant, right? Like if your YouTube channel provides evidence of you being staff on other servers, then sure, provide it, but he just says, I record videos from every now and then. Why? That's all I can say is just why. Denied. Please, next mod app. What skills do you feel you will have that will help the community? Well, I will mute the chat offenders so they will stop insulting people, or they will stop spamming so people can talk and communicate with each other. That's not really a skill. That's just basic Minecraft moderation, that you mute people that break the rules. That's a skill that literally every moderator should have. I mean, sure, I guess maybe it's a skill that you can identify it, but not really. I mean, you really gotta try and be unique on this, not just say something that every moderator on every server does. And then he says, what past moderating experiences do you have? Well, I haven't been staff on any server. Then why are you applying? Because literally, we require you to have experience. But he decides to apply anyway. Why are you applying if you don't meet the requirements, bro? And you know, he says, why would you be a good fit for staff? Because I want to help this community, really want to help them. We'll try to do my best to ban hackers, help people, deal with chat offenders, etc. Some people don't understand why we have that rule, why we want people who have staff experience before. And the main reason is because you can think you know what to do to be a good staff member. Like you can watch maybe somebody's videos, you know, you can prepare and think that you know what to do, but unless you actually have hands-on experience being a staff member, you really don't know what you're doing. 90% of learning what it takes to be a moderator is on-the-job practice, actually being staff on a server. And you know, on a server like InvadedLands that averages around 400 to 500 players, we really need people who know what they're doing. We can't stand just to teach people, you know, for their very first time ever being staff. Like when I first got a job working at a grocery store, you know, I had people teach me, tell me what to do, but I'm still so confused. I knew generally what to do, but I wasn't actually good at doing that until I worked there for a few months. Like, well over 90% of what I learned to do there was just on-the-job training, right? People could have sat me down and told me and taught me for weeks and months, but I still would have been confused when I first worked there. Because again, when it comes to any job, the majority of what you know how to do that job is strictly from on-the-job training, which is why we ask for you to have staff experience. There you go, explained. You're welcome. Very cool. How long have you been playing on InvadedLands? It might be over the least you have to play since I first started, but I don't remember though. He's basically saying, I think I've been playing for at least over 4 months, but I'm not certain. And I checked and no, he's been playing for about a month. So, caught in a blatant lie. Good job. What skills do you feel you will have that will help the community? Holding an eye with everything, the interactions, and chat. Now, he said his age is 14 in this, but judging by the way he's writing things, I'm guessing he's very much not 14 years old, probably much younger. But, I mean, I actually kind of like where he's going with this. I mean, the grammar and just everything about this is so confusing. But if he could word that better, that would actually be kind of nice, you know? Like, hey, I'm good at multitasking. I can keep an eye on multiple things at once to be a good staff member. But instead, it came out holding an eye with everything, the interactions and the chat. Oh my. And then, you know, why do you think you would be a good fit for staff? I personally think I'm very great at maintenance. What do you mean? What does this mean? You would be very great at maintenance? What? That doesn't make any sense. No. Oh my. Deny that and move on. Next application here. Have you ever been punished on InvadedLands? Yes. Inappropriate name and ban evasion. Wow, that sounds like a really good person we're gonna wanna hire for staff. But, let me see if you've been punished for anything else here. Okay, let's see. You've been muted for racism, racism again, Sudoku encouragement, toxicity, and of course, looking at your bans. Yes, you were banned for an inappropriate name and also ban evasion. So, I don't think you're exactly the type of person we want for staff on our server. General advice for you guys, if you want to be staff on any server, and just general life advice at all, don't say anything racist or toxic. Just don't. Try to be a good person. It would do wonders for you. I love this. Okay, a little bit later down in his application, we have, what skills do you feel you will have that will help the community? His first words here. I am a friendly guy. You know, the 6 or so punishments you have for racism and toxicity would kind of disagree with your statement of you being a quote-unquote friendly guy. Oh no, I don't understand. Did you think we wouldn't look at your punishment history, or did you think that wasn't bad? Like, oh, I have mutes for racism, but that's not that bad. They probably won't care. Of course we care. Deny that one and move on. Have you ever been punished on InvadedLands? Yes, I have been muted multiple times and banned twice. He was banned twice for hacking, and he was muted 4 times for spam, and once for toxicity. So yeah, another great candidate for staff. And it's just, I mean, it's always so hypocritical, because it's always the ones that were banned and muted multiple times that say things like this. What skills do you feel you will have that will help the community? I can assist players on the forums and chat, as well as punish players in-game to clear up players that cause inconveniences or hurt other players. You're part of that, bro. You were the one that inconvenienced and hurt players with your 4 mutes for spam, 1 for toxicity, and 2 bans for cheating. It's just so hypocritical that you did these things that hurt the server and then say, oh, I'm gonna become staff and punish people that do this. It's just so bad. I can understand if those were like, you know, a year ago, but no, we're talking like a month ago he did this stuff. So yeah, what past moderating experiences do you have? I am currently moderator on a server. I can only find 1 server with that name, and I could only find a voting page. I couldn't even find a forums for it. But the voting page says that this is a 1.15 server that currently has 0 players online and nobody has ever voted for it. So, it's not great staff experience. You've basically done nothing. I have dealt with a bunch of hackers, and the co-owner of the server checked all the hackers too, and I had 1 out of 70 bans were false. I find it hard to believe you got 70 bans on this server with 0 players, but okay. And also 1 in 70 for false ban rate, that's not very good. I also once dealt with a hacker that was very smart. Anti-knockback, which anti-knockback is not a smart hack. In my personal opinion, anti-knockback is by far and away one of the easiest hacks to detect. I mean, it just is. Basically, this server has an ability where you can right-click a feather and move really fast. So we said since how they were moving fast, it was hard to detect their anti-knockback, so they just waited until the speed ran out. Saw that they were using anti-knockback and banned him. Not to sound mean or anything, but he's saying this is like the pinnacle of his career, that he managed to wait for this guy's speed to end so he could see that he was using anti-knockback. Like, that's not that impressive, bro. You just did what any moderator does. You just watched somebody until you got enough proof and banned them. I mean, he even said that was a very smart hacker, which it just wasn't. It was just your average everyday hacker. I mean, I like the fact that he kind of gave detail and his experience, but it's a little bit too much embellishing for my like. So yeah, I mean, we can just deny that on your account of you being muted and banned multiple times, but also on your lack of experiences. So, denied. There you go. So that is all of these stupid applications. And again, like I said, I tried to give you guys a bunch of advice through all of that, you know, kind of detailing why people were wrong and what they said and how they could improve. But I also want to give you guys some extra advice at the end of this. Number 1, obviously, don't lie. Always tell the truth, because most servers can tell when you're lying easily. Number 2, try to get staff on smaller servers. That way you can actually have experience. Most servers will hire people if they actually have experience. And be a part of a server for at least 6 months before applying. I mean, we're not gonna wanna hire somebody that hasn't been a part of the server long. And one of the biggest piece of advice I can give you is do not write your application in one sitting. Give it a couple days. Like, there's so many people that they just sit down, they write out their application in like 5 minutes and then submit it. Like, bro, you have a month, okay? You have that long to write this out. You're gonna forget to write things down. Things aren't gonna be detailed. You know, after you submit it, you're gonna think, oh crap, I wish I said this and this and this. So like, sit down, write out a rough draft, step away for at least an hour, come back and read it again. Notice any mistakes, think of anything new you wanna say, stuff like that. Cause like, you have to understand, look at InvadedLands. We have 480 online right now. 2 p.m. on a Monday, which is pretty good. You know, we average around 400 to 500. So it's impossible for our staff members to know everyone personally. If you're just some random guy applying, odds are I've never spoken to you before. No one has. None of the staff members. So you have to give us information to let us get to know you in your application, right? If you give us no details and we've never spoken to you, we have no clue who you are or anything about you. So you have to fill that void in your application, right? Give us a bunch of detail. Let us know a bunch of stuff about all of your experiences, okay? So that way we can get to know you in your application and we can feel more comfortable hiring you. Number 1 advice, write down that detail. Don't write your application in just one day. Give it a couple of days of thought. So yeah, there you go. That's my advice. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please be sure to hit the like button and subscribe, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. So, bye!